All right, well, hello, video 3. Now, this is how you're going to do the same process, but on your calculator. So you're going to find it's much, much shorter. The first couple of steps and the last step are the same, but the middle bit is all the processing is done by your calculator. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so same data as we had before, no change to the data whatsoever. What I do want to point out is when you load into your calculator, can you please only load this bit? We are not interested in that and that. And this is known as a 2x4 matrix because there are two rows and 4 columns. All right. Okay. Notice it's still 5%. All right. And that's so all that sort of stuff. Okay. Here we go. Step 1, same hypotheses. So H0 was that null hypothesis is that the gender and change of canteen choice are independent. In other words, oh, it wasn't gender. What am I talking about? Age. Sorry. Grade, and it's not even grade age, is it? It's grade level. Okay, I'm not even going to go back and do that again. You know what I'm doing. Hello, crazy. And HA is that the grade level and choice of change in canteen are dependent. Now, the important thing here to remember is that what we're trying to say here is that does the grade level you're at actually affect what choice you make? Now, when you look at the raw data, as we said in the last video, it appears that it does. Okay, state the significance level. You've done that before. It was 5%, so that is 0.05. Okay, you're only going to get 5, 10, or 1. Pretty easy. Okay, so here's the nice bit. First of all, what we need to do is we need to tell the calculator how to load this data in. So you are going to go second, and you're going to find x to the -1. Now, you will find that on your calculator. If you go down from second and under math, so there's math, the next one down is x number -1, and we're looking for a thing that's called matrix. And you're going to get to a screen that's going to look a little bit like this, but not quite. Okay, so hit second and matrix. Now, what's going to happen is you then need to go across to edit. Okay, so when you go across to edit, and you need to load into matrix A, and you're going to be in matrix edit A. Now, you probably at the moment are seeing this. Okay, what we need to do is tell the calculator what to put in this. So we're going to see, you'll see it says matrix A, and it will have something by something, right? You're going to put that it is 2x4 because that's 2 rows by 4, and then you're going to get something that looks like this but with a whole lot of zeros. Now what I want you to do now is load the data in. Now if this data diagram here is that's exactly how it should look. So all I'm doing is loading the data in from the middle of the table. Okay, everybody got that? Once you've done that, just press enter. And then I want you to go second and quit, because just like in the stats menu, do you remember that? What happens is I've got to load the data in first before I can do anything. So second and quit. All right. Right, so the next thing that happens is we're going to tell the calculator to go and find the expected values, go and find the degree of freedoms, and please run it. So this is already in. And so pretty nicely what's going to happen is this. So we've got to get to this chi-squared test. So in order to do this, you need to go to, on your stat menu, so remember you've gone second and quit, so you've got your blank screen, so stat menu, and then I want you to go across to tests, please. So third one along. Now you're then going to have to scroll down quite a long way. I think it is option C, and it says chi-squared test, and please press enter there. Now what you're going to do is you then get this screen here. All right, now what we need to do is tell it, remember the stats says we had to do this too, so we're going to tell it that the observed data that we want it to look at is an A, don't worry what's in B. It's going to actually dump the expected data in B, so you don't even have to calculate that. So you just make sure that it says, yep, you know the observed in A, and then you need to just enter. You're going to have to enter a few times, and once you do that, so enter times, I don't know, it was about 3 or 4, and you'll get to this screen here. And here is the data. Here is the chi-squared critical value. This is the p-value, and the degrees of freedom was 3. Okay, just like you had for your other values. Isn't that cute? Boy, is that easier than doing it manually. So that is steps 3 to 7. Now, the last thing that happens is that you do the same stuff as you did that. You know that chi-squared is equal to 5.81. You know that the p-value is equal to 0.121. And do you remember that your critical value is 0.05? So on your diagram, no, wrong way. Why did I draw it like that? Undo that. Thank you. Let's just draw that again. So on your diagram, leap that way, please. We're saying this is 0.05. The problem is that 0.121 is actually in here. All right. So that is an accept. So we are going to accept the null hypothesis. And if that means we know, or we can tell from this, hypothesis, God, I can't even spell today, I'm having issues. That means that same stuff as before. That means we accept the null hypothesis that the grade level and the choice of changing in the canteen are independent. In other words, they're not affecting each other. So we accept that. And we can then say that there is no evidence to suggest there is any apart from independent relationship between the grade level. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. It's exactly the same as the last step on the non-calculator version. But isn't that easy once you've done it manually? Awesome.